Lipua, Lipua. These guys made me grow fast when I was in those days of conservatism. You couldn't listen to this. I appreciate this music. That's how we introduce ourselves to Koreada. And it's me. I had to give you that intro, that bang intro. These are Congolese. I think they lived in Mombasa for a while. They were big in the 80s, 90s, 70s. I like to go back, give you a variety of some things for you to think about, listen to as we engage in athletics. Have you ever sat down and you have nothing to think about? You're just blank. All of a sudden you open a newspaper and something just hits you right, they say, between the eye. So I was just investigating something I will share with you guys in this episode. And by the way, I really appreciate you guys. We're a small family, but we are close and knit. We want to grow. We'll wait. Our time will allow us to grow one day. We'll be just that universal breed. Before we get there, let me tell you what really shocked me. Not shocked me. I've been aware of this trend. And I grew up in Kenya, where athletics, track and field, is Super Bowl. Maybe I'm exaggerating, but I remember we used to have two football teams in a football national team, Harambee Stars. I grew up; they were massive back in the 80s, 70s. When they represent the country, it was a patriotic moment to come there and just rally up, Harambee Stars. I used to root for Leopards, AFC Leopards, and Gor Mahia. You had breweries. You had all these things that people rally around. Then I came of age and I started enjoying running, or got myself into athletics. I'm talking of track and field and anything else. And I remember the trials. When it came to Olympic trials, World Championship trials, it was Nyayo Stadium. It was packed to the capacity, and it was time for people to come and see their potential medalists going into World Championship, Olympics. Back then, people like Paul Reng, I'm talking of the 80s. I remember back in my time, John Googies, I remember watching these guys just making it, top three. Top three was supposed to be the qualifiers, the World Championship, Olympics, but sometimes there's politics. And that's just, it comes to the territory of Kenya. There's always those politics. And sometimes you don't know. I mean, it's just Kenya. Nothing is as transparent, nothing is as black and white in sports in Kenya as you can think. Let me just fast forward you to tell you how in decline this country is. So last time in going to the Olympics, the Kenyan Association, the Athletic Kenyan Association of Track and Field, the big umbrella that these sports falls under, decided to take their trials to Eugene. I don't think I said good things about it. And back then, last year, I thought it was an aberration, an anomaly. Like, oh man, how do you take something that Kenyans will come and watch in Nairobi, in Eldoret, anywhere, that people will know these are the athletes and they are gonna have the trials, and then they cheer them to that moment of 1, 2, 3. So they came to Eugene. It became a blockbuster because Beatrice Chebet broke the world record in 10,000. And I thought maybe there was some logistics of why they brought the trials to Eugene. Sometimes Kenyans don't tell us all the details. Some people are like, well, Nike offered them some money. They could come here on vacation, some of these officials, and they could come here and watch trials in Eugene. I won't pass my brain. I won't let my brain pass that. Kenyans are always having things on the table. Most of the officials, they are fat cats. They're just bandwagon. I don't think they have interest. I'm not saying most of them, but most of them don't have interest in this athletics competition. They just want to be tourists. They are notorious for that. So when I read this in the local newspaper, Athletics Kenyans takes 5,000 and 10,000 World Championship trials to U.S. soil. I was like, are you kidding me? Really? The one event, the two big events we are known for, distance event, we are pretty much exporting the thrill, the spectacle, the entertainment aspect of it, the excitement of these athletes to make the trials and to make it to the World Championship. We are coming back to Eugene. My suspicion is this. I think personally it's a disgrace. The fact that Kenyans now, we just had a classic, the Kano Classic, was it in Eldoret? I don't know, in Nairobi, where the times that were ran there were incredibly beautiful and fast. I talked about Koech running 1:43 in the 800. There was a Botswanese, there was a South African who ran a 43 in 400 meters. I suspect the times in 10K, 5K were incredible. I don't have them in front of me. What I don't get is how Kenyans have just given up on their country. We cannot host the trials. We have to bring it and entertain people in Eugene to see our athletes before they go to Tokyo for World Championship. It's a disgrace. I don't want to be angry, but I get angrier every time I see some of these, what I call the purging or the bleeding of talent in Kenya. I'm very passionate about this because when you watch a country with talent like Kenya, exporting their young people to Qatar, Middle East, people are leaving the country because the system, the leaders of that country they don't prioritize these young people's well-being and growth and nurture their talent and do it in a way that they can feel proud. The only time you see this is when these guys win and they bring money. And some of them even are being taxed at the airport, being told you have brought too much, how much of a cut can you give me? It's like bribery. To me, there's something fundamentally wrong with Kenya. And I hate to be the one telling you this, but I'll keep banging this thing until hopefully we can see a revolution, a change of mentality, and a change of the ecosystem in Kenya. Listen, Americans have their own trials in Eugene. Okay, they'll have their own trials. They'll have a moment whereby the NBC or these channels are going to be airing this thing, and the Americans are going to enjoy seeing their local athletes make it to the trial, make it to the next level of World Championship. I don't get it. And then the Athletics Association has this. In a statement released, it has made a deliberate decision to host women's 5,000 and 10,000 trials in Eugene, Oregon, in a Diamond League on the 5th. Well, I guess it gives me an opportunity to go see them. The faith could be gone. I'm not a big fan of that. As much as, it's a Diamond League, but why do you want to turn Diamond League into the trials? Is it because of Beatrice Chebe last year? What about the other athletes that qualified? Did they medal other than, Faith? Faith, of course, we know who she is. Listen, I don't care personally that Eugene is giving you money, Nike is giving you money. Kenyans deserve to be given an opportunity to see their best in 10,000 and 5,000. This idea, this romanticizing of the Western facilities. Don't we have Nyayo Stadium? Don't we have Kipchoge Stadium? We pour a lot of money in Eldoret to build a track that we can host some of these events. So here they go. Now, some of these statements they make, they sound like they know what they're talking. So they say Kenya has a rich history and connection with this prestigious event, where several of our athletes have over the years shown and etched their names in record books, memorial performances. Who cares? It's the trials. It's a Kenyan trials. You don't export fun, entertainment, and have them in Eugene here just because you have a tradition. What tradition? It's about money. Okay, don't listen. And then he goes on to say, in 2013, blah, 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 somebody broke the world record and all this is. Listen, the Kenyan Athletic Association have gone to bed with Nike for a long time. I'll tell you this, I know the history. They've been in bed with Nike for a long time. Not for the well-being of their athletes. There's stories after stories that Nike might be well intended in providing them with kits. There's some contracts some of these athletes have. We could talk of Kipchoge, but these are top end. The low end athletes don't get the benefits that you think they'll get. There's a story, clean story. I have it right here. In going into 96 Olympics, okay, I have it. It's in my data, and I remember this. My manager was supposed to take some clothing kit, some running kit, training kit for Kenyan athletes in Kenya for the trials and for the Olympics in 1996 Atlanta. They never got it because an official took all the items and sold it back to Athletic Association of Kenya and got a kickback. I know that for a fact because that same manager that I knew got fired for that because he kind of had his hand in the process. So I know. Why am I saying this? I think I'm just tired. You can tell. It's very kind of disgraceful and almost disheartening when you hear a talented country like Kenya cannot host their own trials, that they have to come to Eugene, where somehow they think that's where you're going to find their 1, 2, 3 top athletes. I don't know what that looks like. It looks great last year because, of course, we saw what happened. But I thought it's because maybe Nyayo Stadium was under construction. I think we are hosting African AFCON football. I don't know whether we're going to be successful, but it's under construction. But we have Kipchoge Stadium in Eldoret, where most of these athletes come from. Why don't we have it there? They make all these statements as if they know what they're talking about, okay? None of them make sense. And then here they say, oh, the Kenya Athletics Association is grateful to the organizing committee of Prefontaine Classic for providing us with competitive environment and world-class facilities to conduct this exercise. Facilities? Is that why you are in Prefontaine for the trials for the World Championship of Kenya? No, you're not. You're just playing up, kissing ass, kissing the Western ass. This idea of, they call it lambistic, where you just, that's all you do. You're just bowing down to the powers to be instead of being proud and hosting your own damn trials in Kenya. And make the Kenyans enjoy watching these trials right there in front of them. Competition in 10,000, 5,000. We have 1,000 runners who can run under 28 in Kenya. That's competition. You're coming to America for competition in 10K, 5K? Am I out of time here, guys? Give me the comment. Am I outrageous? Is my rage just over the top? It might be. Because what I've seen over the last few years in this regime that I've seen is that they don't give a damn about young people in Kenya. Let me just say that again. They don't give a damn. They don't. They shoot them in the streets because they are protesting, because they know you guys have lied to them. They know that. These young people are stupid. These old folks need to realize that you cannot fool the world anymore. People know. People know. So this idea that you're coming here because Eugene has better facilities and better competition, we just finished a classic, Kano Classic, where the times were incredibly fast and the crowd was entertained. The crowd was proud to see their locals doing very well. Give them that, for goodness sake, Kenyans. Stop this bullshit and nonsense. I'm really frustrated. I can't believe we're coming here to have trials for Kenyan athletes in Eugene for 5,000 and 10,000. I don't mind going there to watch these young guys and these young women, but it should not be a trial. It should be a classic, Prefontaine, Diamond League, whatever that nonsense is. It's professional sport. Oh my goodness. Tukoriada, my friend. This guy is frustrated. This guy is over the top. Oh my God, Kenyans. Really? We cannot host 5,000, 10,000. the bread and butter of our country. We haven't been medaling very well, but women have been doing very well. Beatrice, double gold medalist. Let her run in Kenya. Let us see how she does in Kenya. People want to see Beatrice Chebet in Kenya, not in Eugene. Why do we have to pander to the West? Is it because of money? Maybe. I'm frustrated. Don't get me going. Hey, keep subscribing, my friend. This guy is not having it. No. I'll be in Eugene on the 5th of July, not to watch the trials. Nah, the Kenyans, the locals deserve that. I have dual citizenship. Do I? Yeah, I do. Okay. Okay, talk to you later. I am not happy when I saw this. I wasn't going to have this episode, but then I saw this, I was like, I'm raving it. Thanks for entertaining my voice that is like that, like this. Love. I still love somebody. That's a fact.